Well, that was amazing. Let's give a round of applause for Sid. That was epic. I was not expecting that. That was awesome. Thanks, guys. Please give a round of applause for you guys for showing up, because it's really, really important that you guys show up. Cool. And I also want to thank Mindvalley for giving me this opportunity to share this. I want you to introduce to the person next to you as an online marketing genius. Awesome, awesome. So the first, before I go into the content, I want to give an exercise, which is, I want to know what is your pain point and what do you expect to get from this presentation? Because as I said, it's quite broad how to grow your business without spending money on ads, right? So just like shout it out, like shout your problems in regards to marketing. Growth, okay. What? Found. Content. Facebook group, okay. YouTube, okay, cool. Google, search. Google, clicks. SEO, oh, pretty good. Okay, cool. So I'm going to try to go through most of this. I promise I will go through like 80% of it, okay? So one exercise, does someone know here your organic reach? That means how many people are coming to your website, to your business, and you don't have to pay anyone. You don't have to pay Google, you don't have to pay Facebook, just they kind of come to you. Does someone has that number? Like, do you guys know that number? Yeah? For the ones that know, write it down. Like, write it down, or maybe you said Mindvalley's 10,000 clicks, right? So write it down. If you don't have that number, the first step is you have to know that number. If you're in 0, then this will help you a lot. Now, for the ones who wrote that number, multiply that number times 10. Right now, like multiply that number times 10. It says 5,000, then multiply it times 10. It's 50,000, right? So I'll show you how to get to that number by the end of this presentation. Is that cool? Awesome. Okay, cool. So this is my promise to you. And what I want to talk about is how did we do this? And I really want to pay attention to timeless. Because who here thinks that marketing is confusing and it's changing all the time? Like raise your hand, like really, really high. Okay, that's like around half. Cool, okay. So the other half knows marketing, I'm guessing, right? Right, okay. So I know that there has been a lot of people that have been talking. You have been going to workshops, Jade Green. So I really want to take it next level. I know that you guys have some foundation already, and those are really cool keywords right now. So can I take it next level? Like, can I really bring it up for you guys, right? Okay, awesome. So for Google, I'm going to show you case studies that we've done, step by step. What are the things that I actually look at when I go to Google? And I'm going to show you the 3 myths that you've been actually told, lies, that people think that they're true, but they're not. Now, who is interested in video? Video right now is huge. I know that Skip Skelly has done so many like crazy cool things with video. Well, let me tell you, video is huge and is an untapped opportunity for your business. Maybe you think, oh my God, but there's so many people in YouTube. It's not true. It's so untapped, it's crazy. If you're not in YouTube, if your business is not in YouTube, in 2020, you won't exist. I'm being serious, right? So this will be really interesting. I'm going to show you exactly how both connect, because Google is the biggest search engine in the world, and the second biggest search engine is YouTube, right? It's owned by the first one. So that is massive. So Sid said that I'm the head of growth of platforms, and what we do is we literally grow platforms. But I want to take you guys on how did I get here? Like, what's that journey look like? So this is not me, by the way. So when I was 8 years old, I always was selling stuff. I was always selling stuff. So I bought some candy from the US. I'm from Mexico, and I bought some candy, right? So I was like, got really good candy that you cannot get in Mexico. And I like got my allowance money. My sister was like 6, she didn't know what I was doing. I was just give me your money. Give me your money. So I went and buy some stuff, right? I went to the States and then bought a bunch of candy, bring it back to Mexico. And then we put ourselves out there in the street to sell candy, right? We didn't sell lemonade. We just sold candy, right? I mean, who wants lemonade? I mean, everyone wants candy, right? But, so we were there, right? It's a little thing. My sister, we were really cute. And then no one came. Like, no one came ever. So, so I'm like, shit, what do I do? Oh my God. Like, so my sister's kind of like freaking out. So so I start to buy her candy, right? And she's like, okay, cool. This is awesome. This works, right? Someone is buying my candy. I start to buy her candy. And then I go to my mom that night, and I'm like, my mom say, what's up? What happened? And I'm like, well, no one came. Like, well, tomorrow you go out and you sell, right? My mom is quite entrepreneurial, so she was like, just keep on doing it. So I go the next day, and the next day the same thing happens. Just one car, and I kind of like lunge myself against the car. And he bought, right? So it's like from 1 out of 1. But that sticked to me so much. And actually, I saw that memory in RTT, and because I felt horrible. Every business that I start, or every party that I organize, I always have this thing like, what if no one comes? You know, like, what if no one comes and buy this? So thanks for Marisa, because I actually resolved that. Just a horrible feeling to have, right? And so my mom. Beat me to my mom. She was always pushing me to go out and sell shit, right? She really saw his son as an asset, not as like a freeloader. So with her, I actually got a lot of knowledge in terms of business. She created a lot of restaurants, catering, and I was what we called in Spanish pinche, which means fucker, actually, which is the help of the chef, right? And this is the guy who just like cuts stuff. But then the business started to grow, right? So it's the assistant of the chef. I don't know why it's called fucker in Spanish. Maybe someone's filming, I'm sorry. But so I did that, and then I started going to like, how do we build this more up, right? How do we get this bigger? So I started the whole Facebook, Google, and stuff, but I didn't get it. Like, it was horrible. Like, I didn't know when it was working, and I didn't know when it worked. Like, when it worked or when it didn't. Sometimes it worked, sometimes client came, sometimes it didn't. And it was really hard for me to like pay Mark Zuckerberg to be more of a billionaire and not get any leads. I mean, who has been there, right? Like, who has been doing Facebook ads and it's just like, dude, I don't know if it's working. But Facebook is saying, it's working. You're like, it's working for you, right? So, yeah. So I actually went to Google and I'm like, how to get free traffic? How to get traffic for free? I was like, I want it for free. It has to be a way, right? And that got me to a lot of SEO. SEO is search engine optimization. That got me to search. That got me to organic traffic strategies. And this is actually how I started. And I started to get good at it. I started to get good at actually leveraging organic traffic. So I actually put a business where I used to help people do that, right? Just like, well, you're getting traffic. I want some traffic too. So, right? And while I was doing this traffic generation strategies, what I did is I sent people that I was interested, I decoded their business, I did a little video analysis, and I told them, this is what you have to do to increase your traffic. And then out of 10, one guy actually hired me. So I'm like, this is awesome. So I just spent my time doing that, just sending free videos to people because no one was doing it. So I was like, okay, this is what you have to do. And then after that, I was hearing the Code of the Extraordinary Mind. Who has read this book? If you don't, put us in action. You have to read this book. And in the book, it says something like, it says the heaven on earth exercise. Who knows about this exercise, Heaven on Earth? Well, it's super powerful. I'm not going to go through the exercise. It's in the book. But the Heaven on Earth exercise basically says, like, what's your purpose, right? And for me, Heaven on Earth was when I was with my mom in this type of events, just like learning, conferences, personal growth. But I was kind of like doing organic traffic to like dentists. So I was like, okay, that's kind of far away. And it says, what is one step that you can do in the next 24 hours to make that vision a reality? I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, okay, I've been doing video analysis for a lot of clients, right? So I'm like, I'm just going to send Mindvalley a video on how they can improve, right? I mean, let's do it. So this is what I saw, which it was shocking because I'm like, okay, Mindvalley's huge and stuff. And then I'm like, their SEO kind of sucks. I was already impressed. So this is what we saw. And what this means is January 2017, this is like 10,000 clicks organically. So just like people coming from Google to their website, which it was really shocking. And I actually sent the video, right? Fast forward a month and I was already hired in Mindvalley. So I really went to the pain point. And this was the team that I joined. There's some people there that we maybe recognized. I joined organic traffic team, and no one has ever done this. So we got some trust from Vision, and they're like, no one really knew what we were doing. We were in one of the offices that's kind of underground, and not underground, but like no one really goes to the office. So he's like, I don't know what you guys are doing, but like just keep on doing it. So we were really like outside, and we actually got to here in less than a year. So that's like 10x growth in less than a year. Right now, because it's like a snowball, right? So right now we are actually in like 500,000 organic, and this is. You don't have to pay anyone, right? Like you're building an asset. So, yeah. And then I started to notice that, who noticed when you actually Google that you see videos, like in Google, right? So I was like, okay, this is strange because I'm like noticing that I see videos. This is kind of interesting, okay? So I started to play in my own time. I'm like, okay, I learned some of the principles, right, that I'm going to show you. I'm going to apply them to YouTube because it's another search engine, right? And this is Lisa Nichols, one of her videos, and we did some optimization, which is one of the principles I'm going to talk about, and it kind of just like really exploded. And we were like, whoa, what happened there? So it really got my attention. And then I'm like, okay, let's take on YouTube. Okay. Fast forward 7 months, and we have grown 20.8 million views and 233 subscribers. So that's pretty cool. Thank you. Who knows our YouTube? Okay, the other ones, go and subscribe. Okay, it helps with my KPI. The next one is so who knows like Tom Bilyeu, Louis House, Gary Vee? Well, we're actually growing faster than all of them. So just to put it in context, I think kind of the same as Tom Bilyeu, yeah. So we're over there. Okay, so this is the 3 principles that I actually focus when I go to a search platform. This means social media, I have a different take. I focus on what doesn't change because everything is changing. So I focus on what doesn't change. What stays consistent, right? What's the food that I have? Like if I eat food and I do exercise, that's 2 principles, exercise and food. What are those principles? And it's research, optimization, and content. If you want to memorize it, you say the rock. Right? The rock formula. So, first of all, paid advertising works that you're paying, and then for some reason, just if you stop paying, it's kind of like a faucet and you just close it. So nothing comes out, right? This is kind of like paid advertising. Paid advertising, Facebook ads, you kind of pay to play, right? It's like I'm putting my money here and then I'm playing. Every platform has two sides, an advertising platform and the actual just where you put your content, right? And then organic is different. You don't pay anyone. But what you do is you do put some effort. You do put some effort in the rock formula, in research, in optimization, and in research, optimization, and content. Cool. I even forgot. Cool. So I always go for the Google. In Google, I always go for the reason of existence of a platform. It's always really good to understand, okay? So Google's why is to organize the world's information for the user. Like, that's their why. And once you understand their why, everything really becomes more tactical in strategy, which is I'm going to cover it really fast. So I just want to bring to your awareness 5 internet facts that actually I got really shocked by them, which is 80% of them, 80% of users, actually is more, don't even see your paid ads. Like, they don't even see your, like, who here has clicked on a paid Google ad when you look for something? Raise your hand. That's like 5%, right? So this kind of makes sense. Who has gone page 2? You were really looking for something, right? Okay, that's the only reason. So, okay, that's it. So ranking on your keyword, this means when you type something, for example, how to lucid dream, if you appear on the first page, that's actually 300% more effective than Facebook likes, than thousands of Facebook's likes, right? So this is insane. And just in the US, there's 12 billion searches, like a month, and 80% are for products and services. So let's see how how this looks like, right? So if you were to go to Google to search Orlando plumber, you're in Orlando, you want a plumber. Then this dude, Sunshine Plumbing, he's in page 3, right? So there's no one, not even the guy who raised his hand here is gonna see him, right? Like, he's not going to page. Do you went to page 3? You didn't go to page 3, right? Oh, okay. You were looking for a girlfriend, right? So, how much money is this guy losing to his competitors for being on page 3, right? So the first thing is research. I'm going to show you that. It's Orlando Plumbing has 1,000 searches a month. It means that 1,000 people go into Google and type Orlando Plumbing, right? This means that they want a plumber. So if 5% of them actually decide to click on his website, and he goes, that's around 50 new clients, $200 per job, that's $10,000 per month, right? Let's say that I'm half wrong. That's $5,000 a month for a plumber, right? So every business has one thing to survive. One thing, do you know what is it? Customers. The customers come from? You get the cookie, man. Traffic. So everyone needs traffic, right? Like water is the most valuable resource for humans, and traffic is the most valuable resource for any business. If you don't have traffic, you don't have customers, right? If you want to increase your leads, your following, your sales or your revenue, if you want to win against your competition, you need traffic. From whichever, you can get organic traffic, paid traffic, but you need traffic, right? So there has been a really big shift on how businesses operate and how they get more visibility in the past 10 years, right? In the past 10 years, they actually look like this, right? If you are 20 or less, you don't know what this means. Like, you don't know what is that, okay? So I actually remember you called the biggest ad, right? You called the biggest ad and you're like, okay, what is this? And you actually called the biggest and then they answer the phone book, right? I remember it really vaguely. Now it looks like this, right? So we use our phones, we write in our phones, we Google stuff, and then the first 3 spots, the first page, you find products and services. This is how we do it now. There's no yellow phone book or whatever, right? So this is one of the myths that is called SEO is dead. And I love when people say that because there's less competition. And I've heard this so much, so much, right? And it's not dead, right? I already showed you the results. I'm going to show you the process. The second one is spending money on ads gets me to the first page of Google. You want to know a story? Just remember this. This is not unplanned. When I was hired, I had an interview with Vision, and he's like, what is the correlation between paid advertising, Google ads, and my organic traffic? I'm like, what's the percentage? I'm like, 0%. He's like, what? I'm like, 0%. He's like, are you sure? Yeah. Okay. And he just continued, right? So even him, right? I mean, he's a business owner. He goes to masterminds. There is no way. Mindvalley was already spending money on ads, and they were not getting ahead in organic traffic. The third one, which is huge, is content is king. Who has heard this? Oh my God. Okay. So, is optimized content is king, right? Optimized content for search engines is king. Content is not king. You know what? Actually, before we started to do this, there was so much content from Mindvalley, and no one was visible. So we had so much content. Now, I'm going to start for the research, right? The rock from research, and you can take some pictures. And maybe we get for some questions at the end. I'm going to go step by step. So the thing that you have to do is super simple, guys. First one, you go to similarweb.com, traffic sources. This is crazy. This is a free tool. If you're in the internet, you can know anything about everyone, about every business. You go to traffic sources, you see, I mean, I'm actually showing you Mindvalley, right? We're getting 60% from search. This means people searching different queries, different keywords. Step 2, you can actually go, you just scroll down, and you actually see our keywords, where we're getting most of our traffic. The third one, if you do paid advertising, you can actually see where are we advertising. This is a free tool. And if you pay like $50 a month, it's like you get everything. So it's crazy. Now, the other part is needs. It's keywords. The internet, it's ruled by keywords. It's organized by keywords. What this means is phrases, right? Like how to lose a dream, how to lose weight, right? How to find your purpose. So the first thing is go take a picture. Keywords everywhere. That's a plugin. You will install it in your Google Chrome. And this is the coolest thing ever. It actually tells you, can I have the lace? Oh, cool. So it actually tells you like the volume of a keyword, like how much people are searching for it. It's called Keywords Everywhere. I'm going to put at the end is like a little summary. Keywords Everywhere plugin. Yeah. And so I'm going to put an example, right? How to lucid dream. It has 49,500 searches a month. We actually have an article content in regards to this. And you even see here the related keywords, right? And the volume. So we can know how many people are looking for it. So we actually, okay, it makes sense to actually go and do this content. Now, optimisation. How much is this strategy worth, which is crazy? Remember that I showed you how to lucid dream? This article alone is one pager. The girl who wrote it is here. So shout if you write it. Okay, she wrote this article, amazing. I know that she was here, just putting you on the spot. So the traffic value is, they were giving us $25,000 for free, Google. If we were to buy this traffic in paid ads, we have to pay $20,000 a month for the traffic that we're getting just for this one article, just for how to lucid dream article, okay? So step 1, how do you optimize your content? Super simple. Main keyword, which is the keyword that we just researched. How to lucid dream. On the inner URL is called. Step 2, put it on the title. Step 3, bold it, put it in the first 100 words. I'm going to do a recap after it. You're like 50% done. Step 2, inner link. What this means, for example, this Aware Doing Your Dream, it means keep people in your content. Send them somewhere, send them to another related article. If you see here, the benefits of lucid dreaming is the same thing. It's in the inner URL, in the title, in the first 100 words. So we started to optimize every article, right? Step 3, outer link. This means link outside to someone of an authority, because this also makes you an authority in the eyes of Google. So this is like going to another website that is related, Lucid Dream Leaf, so everything is related. Got it? Cool. Step 4, add a video, right? Add a video. It can be, this is a random video. Now, this is also one of the reasons why we moved to Google, to YouTube, because we were like, okay, let's put our content in our content. Google loves Google. Google loves YouTube. Google owns YouTube, right? So add a video. Oh, that's it. And for the last one is your content. How, like, the questions are like, how long, how should it be? So the length is around 1,500 to 2,500 words. Google do love long content, really long content. And for example, right here is put your keywords. Remember that we had related keywords, right? When we look for how to lucid dream, you have that in your pictures. And put related keywords in the article, like lucid dream. Lucid dreams are for free. Lucid dreaming, lucid dream, how to have a lucid dream. So put related keywords. The third one is write addressing people's needs. This is crucial. Like if you know that people are looking for something, you write to solve their problem, right? Like you go to YouTube to solve your problem, right? Like you go to solve something. So write addressing people's needs. And it sounds so simple, but not many people do this. Okay, this is the summary. So similar web for competitors, keywords research, keywords everywhere for the keywords, keyword and URL, title for the 100 words, 3 inner, when I say 3 is when you have a lot of content, you should do 3 inner linking, not just 1. 3 outer, add a YouTube video, length, synonyms, and write addressing to people's needs. Got it? Move on. Should I move on? Oh. Cool. So how do we actually got into YouTube as well? It's like, as I said, right? For example, if you go for Jim Quick, we're actually dominating in Mindvalley here. So I started noticing this pattern. This is the cool plugin that you're going to install, right? It even tells you like net worth, how many people are looking for that. So this is what I started to see. And also we have, I took this picture here in Estonia, it says videoed. And it basically says how to, this is a site that actually grabs all of the YouTube content in Google. So this is how closely related these two search engines are, right? So just want to put to your attention something about YouTube, which is insane. If you see this, marketers who use video grow revenue 49% faster than non-video users. Viewers can retain 95% of the message. Internet video traffic made up of 69% of all global consumer traffic. Like in 2 years, these numbers are gonna increase, right? So, I mean, you can even read more. It's crazy video. So the YouTube's why. We already have Google's why, which is organize the world information. It's a television show. People wanna stay in the channel. People wanna be there. They want to consume content. They want to stay there. They want to just, so treat it as a television show in your strategy. So we go for research. The only thing is that tags is the same thing as keywords. They just call them tags. So it's the same thing. So it's basically the same process. Now, there's another different tool, which is called vidIQ. So you can go to Google, vidIQ plugin, and it will show you, like keywords everywhere, the tags of YouTube videos. So you can see all of your competitors' tags, right? So the step 2 is you put Jim Quick or whatever you want to search, and you actually see your competitors' tags, like Be Inspired, Tom Bilio, competitor research, see their tags. And then this tool will give you the tags, this is our own tags, but you can see other ones. And this is a video that we also kind of exploded, 1.7 million views. And we have here, look at the tags, that they're not only say Jim Quick, right? They say things that people want. Morning routine, morning techniques, Jim Quick learning, Jim Quick podcast, jumpstart your brain, right? So it's actually things that people are searching for in YouTube. Now, step 3 is trending keywords, which is also a YouTube free tool. All of these are free tools. It's trends.google.com. And we see the trends of the related queries. For example, Jim Quick speed reading is going insane. Actually, this is when we started to promote Jim Quick, so yeah, that's cool. Jim Quick memory, and we start to see related searches from them and trending things, right? So you actually see, it's another way to do a bit of more keyword research. The second step is optimization. So, for example, the title of a video is crucial, and you have to really do it like as it is increasing curiosity. Like you're like, oh, how? Like you have to be like, oh, how do they do that, right? So like, how to step into your purpose, right? So it's like, oh, I will have to click on that. The second one is super key, is thumbnails. So it's a catchy thumbnail, like an eye candy. Like it has to have a face, just because we relate as humans for the face. So put a face and put a bit of text, no more than 6 words, 3 to 6 words. And all of this, I'm going to put it in the summary as well. And this is actually the video that we optimized when I started to notice that I think I should really focus on this. And the third one is the description. So if you're doing type of like a free training or a CTA, you should put a CTA to something free so you can send them out of YouTube. And timestamps are important because this also, remember that it organizes information, right? People can go exactly where they want. So you're actually helping them. And this is basically linking to other related videos. So it's really similar to the optimization of Google, right? Of the article. Cool. The step 4 is your tags. You already did the research with a vidIQ tool, with the trends. And normally I go for like competitors' names, like literally competitors' names. Competitors' tags, YouTube categories. Sometimes when you go to YouTube, there's like lifestyle, productivity, stuff like that. And trending keywords, which is the Google Trends, right? And I add them here. Clear?
Is there a limit?
30. Really good question. I have it in the summary. Yeah, so it's 30. 30 tags is the limit. Then content. So can we play this video? Do I have to like click on that? Oh.
Hello, Mindvalley community. My name is Jim Quick with Quick Learning, and I'm here as always to help you to learn quickly. One of the questions in the community that we get is, Jim, what do you do every single morning to jumpstart your brain for greater success? Greater levels of focus, greater levels of productivity. So I'm going to walk you through my morning routine. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I have a process to remember my dreams. Now,
Okay, cool. So I'm going to decode what we did. Like I'm going to decode exactly what we did in the video, right? So the first thing is watch time. Watch time is the #1 metric. If you don't remember anything else about YouTube, it's watch time. Because the why is a television show. They want you to consume the content. So how do you get watch time better? So you need 10 seconds pattern interrupts. If you saw the video, it's like there's a B-roll, right? There's like another type of video. There's like a text and design, and it kind of like, it wakes you up. It keeps you engaged, right? The length is 6+ minutes. And when we start doing actually longer content in YouTube for ourselves, this started to really, really work. Because people want to stay there. People want to watch more content, right? So if you do little videos, then that it doesn't really gonna work. People also have the fake belief like, oh yeah, but what about like YouTube, what about music videos? I'm like, yeah, but you're not a music video company, you know? So accept that one. So what content to create, right? This is kind of like the millionaire question. Like, dude, what content? Like, I have so many ideas, or I don't have any ideas. You don't need ideas. There's so many needs. There's so many people looking for different stuff, right? So I'm going to show you, this is what I call the bracelet charm strategy, which is you go to YouTube. For example, this is an example of how to jump higher, right? And this is called your charm keywords. You already have your content. That's it. You put it here, how to jump higher, 2 feet, 1 feet, dunk, basketball. You create 1, 2, 3. That's it. You just created a content from one YouTube search. So there's no excuse now. Okay? And you can do the same thing. For example, basketball shooting drills, right? Vertical jumping training. You can just find everything. How do I do it? How do I don't do it? How do I with 1 feet? Whatever. Is that clear? Now, there's a bonus. Once you create for YouTube 6 minutes, you already have content for every platform. How cool is that, right? So let's say that you have 5 ways to be unfuckwithable, right? You already have 5 videos in Instagram, each way. You can have 3 videos in YouTube, in Facebook, and you can have, well, maybe not unfuckwithable in LinkedIn, but something like that. You get my point, right? So you already hacked this. This is a repurposing strategy. And this is the summary. So vidIQ for tags research, trends for Google to see trending keywords. The title appeals to curiosity, catchy thumbnail, description, CTA, the timestamps, link to other videos. The length of the description has to be around 350 words. 30 tags, as the lady over here asked. Content, step 1, this is 10, has to be 10. Length 6 minutes, and the content topics is the bracelet charm strategy to create content. Cool, so nothing of this really matters if you don't take action, right? Like nothing will move if you don't take action. So as Sid was saying, this actually a thing the mentor said, who says, imperfect action makes you rich. So you have to act. You have to constantly act. This is how we actually learned about this. No one told us, we were just trying. So please, in 1 minute, I shared a lot of information. Commit to one action in the next 48 hours and tell it to the partner in your right. So one thing that you've learned that you're going to implement in the next 48 hours, if you want to write it down, write it down. You have 1 minute. Okay. I want to put a challenge. Write it down, right? Take a picture. So this is going to be complex. Write it down, take a picture, do it, send me the proof, and the first 3 people I will invite you lunch. Clear? So take a picture, you commit it, take a picture, send it to me, say like, okay, you know, I wanted to like create this article, it's done here, send me the proof, and I will take you to lunch, the first 3 people. How do you do that? Is you can add me on Facebook. If you are less than 15, you don't have Facebook because your parents are there. You can DM me on Instagram, and if you are more professional, you can LinkedIn or just send me an email. I want to open up for questions. I think we have 5 minutes. Any type of questions, mic runner, or just like shout it and I will just repeat the question.
So if I want to do tags in Facebook, it's the same as YouTube. How can I check like what people are? I think I can shout.
Okay.
Okay. So if I want to put tags in Facebook, and how can I check other people videos in Facebook to do the tags?
Facebook really works differently. That would be another 1-hour class, you know? Another question?
Right here.
Yeah. But we can talk.
What kind of keyword density do you shoot for with your content?
That's a really good question. It's like around 3 to 6%. Yeah. It's so he's saying how many times should you use one keyword? Let's say how to lucid dream in your content if you have it 1,500, 2,500 words. There's a lot of like BS with this. I don't care, to be honest. I don't care. So just don't make it spammy, right? But normally it's around 3 to 6%. Sometimes it can go more because you're talking about the subject, right? And also the best thing is to put like a lot of synonyms, right? It's called LSIs in kind of like the organic world, but it's just synonyms of certain ways to say different things. So lucid dream, lucid dreaming, how to lucid dream, right? So different type of words. And you can already create your content. So you actually can just send your writer, right? Like these are the keywords, just write. Right? I mean, I've done that with you. Yeah?
When is a good time to start SEO for your business?
Okay, this is a really good question. I can say, so when is the good time to start SEO for your business, right? And I will say start as, so it's a hard case because if you don't have money, it's an expensive strategy because it's really long term. So it won't give you like the paid advertising type of like, oh, 1 month after, right? But I would say if you have some money, start now. If you don't, and you're kind of like bootstrapping and you can do Facebook ads if you actually know Facebook ads, and then save 10% and put that in organic, right? Start to do the organic because it takes long, but then it starts to snowball like crazy. Okay? And you're building an asset, like this website is yours, right? You're not paying anyone. And some people actually, they sell it afterwards. They're like, hey, you know, I'm getting this of traffic. It's worth this. Boom. Yeah.
So a big part.
I can repeat the question.
A big part of SEO is PageRank, incoming links. Do you have a strategy for getting incoming links to Mindvalley?
Yeah, we do. It's a bit more intense. We can talk after. I will be in the back. Yeah, but we do.
Do you also use Yoast plugin for WordPress to optimize?
Yes.
Yeah.
I use Yoast SEO plugin.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually helps you with the title and, you know, so it's really easy.
Is it the best to put the articles into a WordPress site, or can I use ClickFunnels or other? Does it matter?
It does matter. Yeah, I would recommend the most to actually have a WordPress site. ClickFunnels is more like a Facebook landing page type of strategy because some ClickFunnels actually, Google does this thing called indexing, which is kind of like I recognize your site. So sometimes in ClickFunnels you don't get recognized, and it's kind of hard because ClickFunnels is just like a squeeze page. You just want to go put people their information, right? So it's not like content. So I would recommend WordPress or something. Yeah, one more.
Yes, I have a basic question.
Mm-hmm.
You said we don't need to spend any money for this kind of YouTube thing. So then you said if you have a little money, so I'm confused.
Yeah, that's really good. So why I say this is because if you're creating everything that you don't have to spend, right? But if you want to hire someone to create the content or optimizes, that's why you have to put effort. So, and it takes more time in order to create content, in order to do research, but you can always do it. I mean, what we have is time, right? So you can always start doing that yourself, right? But that's why it requires more effort. It doesn't require money to play, right? One more question, last question.
Okay, you were talking about WordPress, but I have a blog on Blogspot, which I understand is owned by Google. So do the same methods apply?
So if you have, I mean, it's not the only one who works, WordPress. Blogspot also works, for sure.
Can you do plugins with Blogspot? I don't think you can.
I don't think you can do plugins, but the same thing works
Same
in optimization. Yeah, it's the same principles there.
All right, thanks.
Cool. Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you very much.